Good morning, everyone. Coming to you live from Las Vegas. Going to watch the D&D Direct live stream and announcements here, starting in about 5 minutes. So tell me, what do you guys think we're going to see in this live stream? Let's take a look at D&D's website here. So D&D Direct, weekend events, and more. This is in the community updates section of their website. And I'm going to blow this up full screen for y'all. There we go. So it says 2023's D&D Direct airs today, so mark your calendars. We've got announcements coming from all corners of the D&D fandom, including a first look at the D&D Virtual Tabletop, tie-ins for Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, and a few surprises. I'm excited to see the tabletop. I have to confess, I don't know that it's something I would ever use. I don't use all the features even of the 2D tabletops, but if it's really pretty, I might start using it for some things. So that'll be interesting. We also, I hope you've had a chance to see the Dungeons & Dragons movie. If not, definitely go take a look at it. It is really, really good. And that's Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. It's rating like over 90% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. And I've been doing some tokenizing for some of the character art that they have here. You can get from the Thieves Gallery on D&D Beyond. We go to D&D Beyond and we come up here to the top and we look at, sometimes it appears in sources. Sometimes you have to look at all sources or do a search for Thieves Gallery. Let's see if we find it here in all sources. This is where you can also find the various monster compendiums. There's the Thieves Gallery right there. D&D Honor Among Thieves. So we got all the stat blocks here. There's Edgin. I did one for Edgin. Here's what it looks like for Edgin. There we go. And if you're joining me on stream, let me know where in the world you're at. I am in Las Vegas, Nevada right now. Normal home is Kansas, Wichita, Kansas. I'm also getting ready to do some Shadow Dark games. The Shadow Dark Kickstarter, 1.1 million, over 10,000 backers. I've run one game so far. It took 2 weeks to finish it, but it was a lot of fun. And we're running another adventure that came from the first of the Cursed Zine books that you can get with the Kickstarter as well. And that one we're doing on Saturday. If you want to check out Kickstarter, I still got one spot open. So you can, direct message me on Twitter or Discord. Full screen on that. And let me know if you want to play. It's super fast, super easy. The character sheets are real simple. You don't need anything special. And I'll get you in the game. They need a burglar, but any class would be just fine. There's 4 characters so far. 2 priests, a wizard, and a fighter. Down to a minute to go on D&D Beyond. Share this tab. Solo Rambling says they've run 5 sessions of Shadow Dark, and it is a phenomenal rule set. I agree. It's just so concise and so complete, even in how concise it is. The writing's fantastic. The exploration mode of playing D&D is, I don't know, has ever been done so well. And I really miss that in 5e. So much in 5e is just in the published adventure is kind of a railroaded story, and exploration's gone. And this really brings that back. And it uses a lot of the 5e basic rules, and everything's really smooth. Now, death is always right at the turn of a corner, but still, that's fun too, I think. All right, 15 seconds. What do you guys think we're going to see here? 8 seconds. You guys are hearing the audio.
Welcome everybody to D&D Direct. We are so excited to be here with you today and to bring the most anticipated announcements from the world of Dungeons and Dragons.
And to prove it, we're going to dive right into the adventure with this truly stunning surprise. Check this out.
Oh, cool, Minecraft. My kids play a lot of Minecraft. And I was always the mule. I was the one who had to carry all the stuff back for them. Let me know if the audio is about right. Yeah, they do need a lot of good PR and good behavior going forward. That was such a mess that they had with their OGL debacle. Is this their new BTT? Kidding, of course.
There are many dangers when you adventure.
What a way to kick off our show!
I can't believe Minecraft and Dungeons and Dragons are teaming up.
I know! Minecraft fans and their friends now get to battle all the classic monsters from D&D. What an amazing way to unite these two worlds. And for our D&D fans, we have a little something extra to commemorate your new Minecraft adventure. You can download a special Minecraft Monsters Compendium at minecraft.net and on D&D Beyond at no cost. It features some of your favorite Minecraft mods for you to add to your games.
We're going to reveal all the new and exciting things coming to Dungeons and Dragons this year.
From the star-studded D&D movie coming out this spring to riveting reveals in the realms of digital, print, collectibles, and more.
You can track what's coming up next right here on the screen, so you'll be sure to catch your favorite announcements.
And of course, you'll have us with you every step of the way. I'm your host, Gina Darling, and next to me is a strapping young man.
I'm Iffy Wadiway. We've been a part of this community for a long time, and we know there are millions of fans out there who can't wait for all this new content.
We're here to tell you everything you need to know about what's going on in the world of D&D.
All right, let's keep the momentum going with the stars of the upcoming Paramount picture, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, right here.
What is that?
If you haven't seen this movie yet, go see it. It's really good.
It's a dead end! Simon! Up there! Portal is out of here! Oh!
We're facing the greatest evil the world has ever known.
She's executing our people.
This is unlike anything we've ever seen.
What's trying to kill us this time?
Yeah, Solar Ramblings. Although officially, I guess the movie hasn't released, but there's been so many previews, it feels like it has.
Magic is on a whole other level.
We're outmatched. How are we gonna defeat them?
I know what to do. I can ask corpses 5 questions and then they go back to being dead.
Perlumon Tergatis.
Maybe I'm not saying it right.
Yuck.
Wonderful. Were you killed in battle?
Yes.
Great. 4 more questions, right?
Yes.
No. That wasn't for you. Did that count as a question?
Yes.
Damn it. Only answer when I talk to you. Okay?
Yes. Why did
Chris
you say
Pine was so
okay
good in
at
the
the end
movie.
of that?
I didn't. Fantastic. Where's the shovel?
Uh-oh. For a second there.
Oh, I can't wait.
I've already got my tickets.
Ooh, which reminds me.
What? What are you doing? We're hosting a show right now, dude.
Well, after seeing the trailer, I wanted to make a bard like Chris Pine's character, so I went to playd&d.com and found one of these pre-made character sheets. Then I filled out some stuff and made up a name, and ta-da, character created.
Hey. Sorry. What if he's trying to say is, if you want to play D&D with your friends, you can start by going to playd&d.com and create a character of your own, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm already done. We can play later.
Yeah, and that's not all. Check out this song and dance on how to teach your friends about D&D.
Take it away, Joe Cat.
So what do you say? Interested? I don't know. I'll think about it and I'll get back to you. Oh, okay. Well, no worries. We can talk about it later.
So you want a game with your friends, but they are all new and have trouble playing pretend. It all seems so hard to be in the right cards just to play.
Do I know you?
But luckily, hope is not lost. Despite how it seems, there is very little cost. In fact, it's quite painless, in some ways even brainless. And so I will teach you today. First, you get your friends together, and yes, you have them pique their interest, and then you grab them, show them live plays or fun short clips or even the D&D movie. Set a time to start playing weekly, make some characters that uniquely fit their fantasy, or dumb memes or something completely left field but groovy. Tell them it's their chance to star in their own series where they can do anything, save the world or be the villain. Use an imagination, you can even switch a king.
This all sounds fun and everything, but I have a few concerns.
Like?
I can't voice actors sing good songs.
Embrace the bad. It's fun as heck.
I'm scared I might get rules all wrong.
Just mix them up, or you can check.
But who will be the dungeon master?
Who knows the most, or the bravest friend?
But what if it all ends in disaster?
Learn from mistakes and try again! Grab pen and paper and starting rule set, and that's all you will need to start that game of D&D with your friends.
Can I have cars and laser guns?
Sure, like fantasy, then do sci-fi. Any setting can take its place by making homebrew or funhouse rules through custom tailor your grand adventure. D&D is so much more than how you start or how it ends. Print some sheets and...
So there's D&D. Oh, actually, it is D&DBeyond.com. So you go to playd&d.com, you get to this page here.
Actually do want to give it a try.
Yeah!
Now, it's no secret that the D&D movie is going to introduce the game we all love to millions of new potential fans.
We want to welcome all these new adventurers, no matter how they want to play.
And your friendly local game stores around the world will join in on the D&D celebration with an introduction to D&D games from April 6th to April 9th.
Let's give every new adventurer an enthusiastic welcome to D&D together.
And here is another great way to make that movie experience come to life with Hasbro's March Monster Madness. Please, I'm begging you, please have the owlbear. I would sell my sibling for an owlbear right now.
Hi, my name is Emily. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the brand manager for Dungeons & Dragons toys over at Hasbro. We have been working on a lot of awesome D&D toys this year to celebrate the upcoming theatrical release, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, and D&D lore in general. Some of my favorite toys that we're making include our Golden Archive collection, which are our 6-inch scale figures that have premium deco. They're highly articulated. They're so much fun to play with. We have our Cartoon Classics assortment that celebrate the 40th anniversary of the 1980s cartoon, and our Dicelings, which are the first ever D20s that convert into your favorite D&D monsters. Today, I am so excited to get to show to you for the very first time 3 of our upcoming Golden Archive monster releases. So we have our new Golden Archive Xanathar, our lore-inspired Owlbear, and then our Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves Displacer Beast. All of these are absolutely fantastic figures that you are definitely going to want to add to your collection. If you'd like to learn more about these figures, please plan on heading over to the Hasbro Pulse YouTube page tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time, for a fan stream. Pre-orders for these 3 figures open tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Xanathar and the Displacer Beast are going to be Hasbro Pulse exclusives, and then our Owlbear is going to be a GameStop exclusive with limited quantities available on Pulse. So we hope to see you tomorrow for the fan stream. Thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of D&D Direct.
They did it. The brown owlbear figure will be available at GameStop, and you can get the Xanathar and Displacer Beast from Hasbro Pulse. He's my favorite.
Check out these stunning Secret Lair cards from Magic the Gathering, featuring characters from the D&D movie.
I'm excited for that virtual adventure they have. That's what that is. Where's the next one?
Beautiful. And look, the regular cards and premium foil cards are on sale today at magicsecretlair.com.
There are so many ways to engage right now with Dungeons and Dragons. We've seen pathways today through film, collectible cards, and figures, but there's nothing as fascinating as a gripping story.
And one of the best ways to immerse yourself in the Forgotten Realms is through the mind of author R.A. Salvatore.
R.A. Salvatore is a New York Times bestselling author, father of the legendary character Drizzt Do'Urden, and creator of the epic series detailing Drizzt's adventures through the Forgotten Realms.
You know, Drizzt has been thrilling fans as a noble ranger with impressive swordsmanship and compelling, conflicted personality for 35 years. And now, in the final book, Salvatore's latest series, The Way of the Drow trilogy, is coming out this August. To tell us all about his latest book and also what that Neverwinter collaboration was like, here's the fantasy writing goat himself, R.A. Salvatore.
What are you doing, Mark? I wasn't planning to be an author. I was a math science major in college. I was going to be a technical writer maybe after I kind of switched over, because after I read Tolkien, I wanted to be a writer, or at least I wanted to read. But I ran out of fantasy books to read, so I wrote my own. When I started writing, Drizzt wasn't even in the outline that I had to do when I was doing the audition to get the first book. And I got a phone call that said, I'm late for this meeting. I have to get in there. And I need a sidekick for Wolfgang. What's his name? And off the top of my head, I said, Drizzt Do'Urden of Damerman the Shesbren the 9th house of Menzoberranzan. She said, can you spell it? I said, not a chance. And that's how he was born. He was the classic, misunderstood, unappreciated hero. People don't get him. They judge him unfairly. He feels like people don't know who he is. They don't accept him. It's not the content of his character for him. Who doesn't feel that way? He just resonates with people. Drizzt believes in personal agency. That's what these books are all about, is personal, individual agency. You are responsible for who you are. It's not hereditary. It's your responsibility. One of the things I've said about these books from the very beginning is that they're how I make sense of the world. I take these characters and I put pressure on them. I ask for answers to the questions I have about the world I live in. And that's what these books have done for me for 35 years. And Way of the Drow is like, it's come full circle. In the third book, Loth's Warrior, this is the fight. Drizzt has come an awful long way. He is the catalyst for the war that's going to happen in Menzoberranzan. He's a big player in this, whether he wants to be or not. And if he dies there, he's okay with it, because he's following what he has to do. And he's completely accepted that. It's very different to write for a video game than writing a novel. When I'm writing a novel, I'm giving you people through whom you will see the world, right? You're going to walk down the road looking at the world through Drizzt's eyes. When I'm writing a video game, however, the most important character in a video game to a player is the one they're playing. Neverwinter. The work they're doing always astounds me. And the fact that they're piggybacking on stuff I did makes me feel very, very good. And what they really want us to do is come in and help them write something that's not in the books that would make sense alongside the books. So it becomes a true collaboration. When I started this journey, I thought it was going to be like a lark. I wanted to get my name on a book. When somebody writes to you and they say that something you've done has had a positive change in their life, it reminds you what a privilege it is to be able to be let into someone else's life through your work. Because, they're bringing it to the book. I get letters from people saying, these guys became my friends. Or I get a letter from someone who's really ill and says, I didn't think I could beat this, but I think of Dredz and what he went through. I can beat this. I'm sitting at home one day, and what shows up on my house but an American flag, along with a poster of a chopper flying over a fire base in Afghanistan. And it's signed by everybody on the crew and at the fire base at the time. And they were reading the Dredz books. And they were saying, you know, you're making us forget what we had to do today and not think about what we got to do tomorrow. Thank you. You don't expect that. I mean, you know, I'm trying to just make people have a few hours of fun, enjoyment, entertainment. But they take it and they make it more. And it's a real privilege. And it's humbling, it's inspiring. It's why I do what I do.
Menzo Baranzan is a prison. I am fortunate to have escaped. It is my hope that someday this place can be cast open, its citizens freed from their captor.
Menzo Baranzan for Neverwinter. Nice.
Gina and I both got to fly out to Washington and meet the developers on the D&D Digital Play Space. We are so excited to share all the secrets we discovered.
Virtual
So
D&D
check this
table.
out.
Check this out.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
This is amazing.
You guys ready to play some D&D?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So we've got four really cool characters here. Is anyone thinking about anything specifically as you're looking at these?
I'm thinking Dorbin. I like his beard, and I want to be a bearded man today.
Nice. Nice. All right.
Are you having fun dragging him around?
Oh, yeah. It's a blast.
I've actually had the sorcerer I've been wanting to play for forever. Is there a way I can just port it in?
Yeah, is it on D&D Beyond?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. There we go, all linked up and ready to go.
Woo, huzzah!
There's a lot of ways to play D&D online, and not all of them are hitting the big three things that we think were important: fun, convenience, and authenticity. Oh, hello, welcome to the inn. Have a seat. I'll get some refreshments. What would you have?
A nice grog would be nice. I'm really warm. I was standing real close to the fireplace. You have good wood. Your wood is good.
Everyone hears scratching noises in the walls. Barton's like, damn rats! He kicks the wall.
I'd like to roll perception to see if I can figure out where the sound is coming from.
Yeah, so you want to go to the walls and kind of look around. Fire breaks out. The whole inn shudders a little bit.
Dorbin, do the rats you encounter normally move buildings?
Not anyone that I've seen.
There might be more to this than
Oh, that game room, too.
What I want to do is
the game
connect
room.
all my friends and play with them. They're on their computers, they're on their phones, they're on their game consoles, but we're all together playing through the same virtual tabletop. So that's the dream right there.
Yeah.
Ceiling crashes down. Everybody make a dex save.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that's under dexterity. It'll be the top up there. It'll be dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, solid 9.
So now you roll 2 dice.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay.
Well, let's see how cool it is after you roll.
We're in Unreal 5, which is latest, greatest. But now we're actually testing with friends of people who work at Wizards and their families. It's got spells, it's got effects, it's got a lot more rules in it. So those sort of things are what we've been adding.
I will go over to this flame here and sort of rub my hands together and go, all right, please work, please work, please work. And I'm going to cast Control Flames.
Nice.
To extinguish them.
We're just trying to like show you where the rules are, not being like, oh, once you get to the end of that, you can't move anymore, because that's not really D&D to us. It's like, if your DM's okay with it and you want to do a flip and land on the table, then that's just how the game gets played. Yeah, go ahead. Just put yourself right up on top of the roof.
I have the high ground now.
The ground shakes, trembles, and an insect-like beast comes out with gnashing pincers. We can have the DM be able to set the mood, set the lighting. What time of day is it? Is it raining? You know, is there fire embers falling from the sky? We just want to enable people to play the way they want to. Let's go into encounter mode now, which means that
Lucky Soul's going to the summit here shortly. I'll get to play this.
Oh, and look, the DM dice. 2 20s.
No.
It always happens. So he's going to turn around and actually acid spray the kobolds.
Oh my god, stop. Really?
D&D is the first mod community.
Yes.
Right? Like, if
Yes.
you go all the way back, we're going to make our own content, but we want to make that content out of building blocks that everybody can break apart and make their own content from, because that remix is like core to the DNA of D&D.
I will use my longsword. Here we go.
Oh!
Well, that got its attention.
Oh no.
You might want to just give this one up and run.
So with these tools that you're going to hand to the players, is there a way for the community to share assets?
The strength of it is the community, and the community creating everything. And we create stuff, and then the community tries to one-up us, and then we try to one-up the community, right? Like, that's a big part of it. And having that sort of marketplace where you can just like download other people's stuff and check it out, I think that's like a core to the final experience.
Then I'm going to hold out my hands and cast Magic Missile with all of them focused on the Ankh.
Oh, we're going to put everything in the monster manual in it. We want you to be able to, play the game as it's written.
I have 8 hit points. I don't do physical activity.
Miss 18. Ooh. Slam down to the left and right of you.
I feel like it's so perfect to come in and be able to visualize and see everything and hear everything. That's what my favorite thing about this whole VTT is.
There's always like a group of people that want to take that, 5-hour prep. And there's people like me that just like, give me an in, some characters, and I'm playing. Oh, there we go.
Let's
dice.
Let's go. So I think the big question is, when are we getting the virtual tabletop?
Next, we're just going to open it up slowly to more and more people so that hopefully a lot of the people listening will be able to play it this year.
I hope that you are so very proud of this because I was in awe.
I am glad that you guys like it. And you never know, right? That's where I'm at with the developer. Is like, I need the feedback. I need the loop.
Playtest Slate 2023.
That was so cool.
It's true. To get to see all of this in its early stages was so exciting.
We'd like to go now to the WZK newsroom where they have the latest developments of escape of a life-size mimic. Let's find out what's going on.
Good morning and welcome to WZK News, where our top story is the continued search for this life-sized mimic, which recently escaped containment from the WizKids' top secret research facility. It was last seen taking acting classes on Santa Monica Boulevard. I'm getting some breaking news just in. It seems there's been another escape from the WizKids containment facility. I'm being told that a baby owl bear is now also on the loose. It appears the creature has deadly claws, razor-sharp talons, and eyes that will melt your heart. Anyone who sights the baby owl bear is encouraged not to approach it and definitely not to take it home, no matter how much they might be tempted.
Good questions.
From everyone here at Channel 20, thanks for watching. I'm Hank Preston.
Subscription, how much would it be? Wait this year for it to come out. Giant minis.
Next up, we have Joe Manganiello here in the studio. He's the director and producer of the D&D documentary coming out next year, and he has a special update just for us about where they are in the making of.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joe Manganiello. Like many of you, Dungeons & Dragons has had a huge impact on me ever since I was a kid, growing up, spending summers on a small island off the coast of Maine, and then throughout the rest of the year back home in Pittsburgh. It provided an incredible wellspring of form and creativity that sparked a lifelong love of storytelling that began galvanizing itself through my role as a dungeon master, beginning at the young age of 9. Ultimately, it was my love of Dragonlance that opened the door for my involvement with the brand, working tirelessly to develop a live-action version of the Dragonlance novels that have never been far from my thoughts throughout all these years since I first read them. But I'm here today speaking to you because I'm also in the middle of directing and producing the official 50-year history of Dungeons & Dragons documentary, working alongside leading Dungeons & Dragons scholar John Peterson, his co-author of several D&D books, Kyle Newman, and my brother and producing partner, Nick. being that we're standing on the precipice of the 50th anniversary of Dungeons & Dragons in 2024, it was the perfect time for this documentary to be made. We're also currently in production filming elevated conversations with a host of creators, directors, screenwriters, authors, showrunners, rock stars, politicians, talk show hosts, comedians, professional wrestlers, studio executives, and visual artists who all came from completely different worlds but transformed their own lives. And as a result, the culture we live in. And I think it's important to say that we're not just documenting D&D's roller coaster of a history, but the incredible impact that it's had on the world and our culture up till now. So stay tuned, as we'll be bringing you more updates throughout the year as we get closer to the documentary's release date. That's right, in the Year of the Dragon, 2024. Thanks so much.
That documentary is going to be the perfect way to celebrate 50 years of Dungeons and Dragons.
It's so true. It's amazing getting to understand the inspiration behind it, how it has evolved, and the passion that still guides and empowers this legendary world of adventure and fantasy.
There has never been a better time to make the epic stories of Dungeons and Dragons part of your personal story. There's room in this adventure for everyone in whatever way you and your friends and family like to engage most.
Yep, the fun of sharing our imaginations and our individual passions with others is what Dungeons and Dragons is all about.
That is why it's been such a pleasure to be here today to share and celebrate this next leg of our adventure together.
Ife and I thank you for joining us here at D&D Direct, but before we go, we have one last piece. The veritable boss battle of our whole show.
That's right. You're going to see the seeds of storytelling that have been building over the past decade. You're also going to hear about what's coming next in the stories and adventures from Dungeons & Dragons Studio in 2024 and beyond.
Take it away, Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford.
Hey there, everyone. We are so excited to talk about what we've spent the past decade building and exploring together, the D&D multiverse.
Within these stories, we visited fantastic worlds, embarked in thrilling adventures, and come face to face with a few of the D&D multiverse's most iconic characters and conflicts.
We began our exploration of the multiverse in 2014, laying the foundation for exciting stories to come. Together, we uncovered mysterious obsidian obelisks brimming with incredible power. We fought off corrupt prophets of elemental evil before they could obliterate the Forgotten Realms.
We battled giants bent on conquering the Sword Coast, and we bore witness to the terrifying return of Tiamat, the evil queen of dragons.
We also encountered some of D&D's most timeless figures, iconic spellcasters like the world-hopping wizard Mordenkainen, who confronted the vampire lord Strahd, and the witch queen Tasha, famous for her potent spells and tomes on fiendish lore. Were they friend or foe? Well, that was for you to discover. So what's next? As always, the D&D multiverse just keeps on getting bigger. In 2023, we'll pick up where we left off and introduce some new narrative threads.
Let's start with Keys from the Golden Vault, a burglar's dozen of daring heists. One of the 13 adventures takes place in Revel's End, the bleak prison that features in the upcoming D&D movie Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves.
Next, we'll marvel at wondrous legends and giant civilizations in the book Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants. Bigby, another timeless figure from D&D's multiverse, will expand on the origins of giants and their titanic struggles with each other as they vie for power.
After that, we'll further explore the mystery of the obelisks that have cropped up in so many of our adventures. Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk, marks our return to Phandalin, where a mysterious obelisk begins to unleash monstrous danger beneath the earth.
Next up is Planescape, Adventures in the Multiverse. In this book, we'll return to Sigil, a place where anything can happen. It's a city where everyone and everything is together, and as we know, that can lead to, well, disagreements. This realm of possibilities is full of wild and weird planes of existence for you to explore and sets up our major adventure in 2024.
And we'll end this year with a closer look at a magic item that has been a delightful source of chaos in D&D, the Deck of Many Things. For the first time, we're delving into the multiverse-spanning story behind this bedlam-causing, campaign-rocking item.
Remember, The D&D multiverse is always expanding. Even with so many new stories coming to light, there's still so much more to explore.
And so many more stories to tell. A major D&D villain will be making his long-awaited return in the not-too-distant future. Dare we utter his name?
Those of you who've watched Stranger Things may know Vecna as an otherworldly monster, but this villain's true cosmic horror will be unleashed in 2024 with a world-hopping adventure that both celebrates our 50-year history and reveals even deeper plots for years to come.
Vecna's reign of terror is just one example of the interconnected storytelling that can be found in
Vecna's
D&D.
reign of terror.
Every new product is a chance for us to build on earlier work and plant new seeds for the future.
It's true. Vecna is just the beginning. You're going to see so many more surprising connections emerge during the next 5 years.
For example, the Red Wizards, whose evil is on display in the D&D movie, will have their own epic story in 2025.
And speaking of villains in red, fans of the Dungeons & Dragons cartoon will be pleased to hear that the red-clad sorcerer Venger, that show's main antagonist, will return in a D&D adventure.
And let's not forget the League of Malevolence, an assemblage of villains introduced in the wild beyond the Witchlight. These villains seek power across the multiverse, and you will learn more about them and their members in the years and stories to come.
There are so many future secrets and stories that we can't possibly cover them all here. We can't wait to reveal them to you one by one.
Thank you for supporting, sharing, and telling these incredible stories with us. D&D fans are truly the heart of this brand. What we write, you bring to life.
And the most exciting twists and turns in Dungeons & Dragons are still ahead. Here's to the next leg of the adventure.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
From all of us here at D&D
Nice,
Direct,
sounds good.
thank you for adventuring with us for nearly
The
50
reign of
years.
Vecna, world
Here's to 50
hopping,
more.
complete
To
Ray
50
Hop.
more. Goodbye, everyone.
All right, what do you guys all think? Glad for the new Salvador books. Beyond that, meh. Yeah, I like the reign of Vecna. Compensated for Bread Wizards. I like the reign of yeah. I wonder if Ed Greenwood is being compensated. Yeah, for the Red Wizards. I don't know. Good question. What's the post-show celebration going to be about? I'm going to stick around just to see. I'll be working on other stuff while I'm doing that. A ton of amazing stuff on that VTT. Dark Center give me death. I like it. They're so afraid to touch anything with a gritty theme, it seems like, you know. They're very afraid to offend anyone and get into the... I mean, Vecna's a horrible person, and so are Slavers, and so is a lot of things that we like to go destroy and kill as the heroes playing D&D. So I don't know if they'll ever get back to Dark Sun. Hopefully they give it over to someone who can do it justice if they don't get back to Dark Sun, though. I'd like to go kill some bad guys. Took a jillion screenshots here of that tabletop. That looks really good. All right, what do you guys think? What was the best part about it? What was the adventure after the Vecna, after the Reign of Vecna? So Reign of Vecna is 2024. And what was the 2025 one? I'll have to rewatch to remember. Yeah, I'm afraid you're right, Greg. Greg says the virtual tabletop won't go well. Yeah, because it's going to rely on a really high-end PC to play it, which is going to be hard to get, you know, everyone to buy in on that, buy Unreal Engine, and the prep time of it. You know, to prep a real adventure that's not just, you know, the canned whatever they happen to have at the time. That's insane, or going to be insane. I don't use half the features I could use in Roll20, much less anything like Foundry. Sitting on a laptop, table with a laptop, yeah. It is a little bit. The tactile fun of rolling real dice is lost. Okay, so 2024 is Reign of Vecna. What is 2025 again? Anyone catch it? I'm wondering what the Giants Adventures or what the Giants book is going to be like. If it's like the Bizban book, it's not going to be, much meat there for adventuring. Bizban's Dragon book, but I might just go run the old Giant Adventures again, depending on how it looks. Reign of Shadow Dark. Yeah, Shadow Dark's an amazing game. I'm having a great fun playing it. OG Planescape. I never played OG Planescape. That was kind of like a lull in my D&D career there while I was going through college and didn't play a whole lot during college. It was weird. Most people have the reverse for playing a ton during college. When will the after show start? The Vandelver stuff looks cool. The Black Obelisks. If you're a DM, do some research on the Black Obelisks because they've been in a lot of the adventures so far. It'll be neat to see them carry that over. Yeah. Greg says the art and style was top notch in Old Guard Planescape. Yeah, check out articles on the Black Obelisks. The end of Rime of the Frost Maiden had a really interesting end. I don't want to spoil a bunch of it, but if you haven't played that one, don't look into the Black Obelisk too much. If you have, check them out. Morning, Sinful Angel. I don't think they spoiled exactly what the obelisk is. So, if you're... Okay, 2025, Ron says, is the Red Wizards. Has anyone played all the Red Wizard adventures going back through eventually? Because there's been a ton of them, and by some very good authors. I haven't had the chance to play them, but it'd be interesting to see if it retreads any of the same ground in the adventure they do in 2025. So this says their D&D history goes back to 77, 78. None of this new hits me, too much bloat, and they took creativity happening at the table away compared to the days of old. So I started playing in 1979. I found a game store. It was actually a White Elephant store, which is a lot like in Stranger Things when they go into that military surplus store. That's where I found Dungeons and Dragons. It had war games and other games like board games and stuff in the back. And I just started getting into war games a little bit. I mean, I was 9 years old, so not a lot. But I saw the Holmes edition of Dungeons and Dragons there, talked my mom into buying it, took that home. I was very curious. I was very disappointed to see they did not have Dracula, nor Frankenstein, nor there's one other, until I realized that those were just specific names of general monsters. Cynthia Angel says, I just started playing tabletop again after being away for the game for 13 years. Started playing back in the 80s. Yeah, I've been playing mostly this whole time with a brief break around the Planescape time. God, I remember those early years wanting to find any information I could find, and it was so few and far between. I didn't have a subscription to Dragon Magazine until I think issue maybe 75 to 80, somewhere in there. And I would look for anything I could find about the lore of the world, the main world being Greyhawk at the time. It's interesting playing Shadow Dark a little bit. How many of you guys have played Shadow Dark so far? I play it the way they wrote to play it, and it's not much like we used to play D&D. I don't remember anyway, but it's so fun. playing it that way. The exploration, the just emergent gameplay with it. I guess we kind of played that way back, but I've kind of lost that in recent 5th edition stuff. My grandmother bought me the white box. Little did she know the monster she would create. Went through the satanic panic. So my grandmother was a really devout Catholic and worried for me when that whole satanic panic thing started. And my aunt, her daughter, was a psychiatrist. And she had my aunt play a game of D&D with us. And luckily, my aunt brought back a good report saying, oh, they're just kids playing out at killing dragons and bad guys. And then I was off the hook and never had to face any kind of loss of my game or anything like that. I know a lot of people didn't fare as well, unfortunately. Great Cherry, I read a bunch about it. You really like it. Shadow Dark, if that's the question, Greg. Yeah, I really like it. You can check out a video I did on D20play, YouTube, D20play, and I did the first adventure, the one that's in the free product. I don't have the book, the whole full book yet. I backed the Kickstarter. I don't have the full book yet, but you play just using the quick start rules and that adventure that's in the quick start rules, and it was a blast. Playing another game on Saturday. Got a spot open if anyone's looking. We play early though. It's 8 a.m. Saturday Central Daylight Time, so it'd be 6 on the Pacific Coast. Sinful Angel says, I remember when that was going on, my parents' mother mostly was having daily rants about it. Yeah, my dad would joke about it. He'd say, what are you doing today, Tom? I'm like, worshiping Satan. And he'd be like, oh, cool, okay. He was cool. My parents were cool. My grandmother was very worried, and she found out what we're up to, and she's okay. I've not tried Epic 6 D&D. Over 1 million on the Kickstarter by Solo. Yeah, and Solo, you said you'd played 5 games? 5 games of it already? 5 adventures? Like all the ones in the zines, maybe? And there's others. There's other people putting adventures out. What I want to do is take... I saw the big, huge map that Kelsey did for it. Yeah. That was a Dyson Logos, is it? I might be saying that wrong. And a company that I really like, Heroic Maps, does color maps for things, and they're fantastic. Oh, finally, here's the post-game thing. Anyway, Heroic Maps, Dyson Logos, and Shadow Dark combined, I think would be pretty amazing. Oh, converting adventures. That's pretty easy. It seems like it would be. Sitting here today with my wife at real estate convention, learning how to be a real estate agent better. Should show you the screen out, or show you outside. I don't know if the screen will adjust. I don't know what's going on. No, it's dark, kind of white. Back to the show.
Welcome back to D&D Beyond, and happy D&D Direct Day! How are y'all feeling?
Fantastic. Wow. All of it. Yes.
Overwhelmed.
I don't know how much of this I'm going to stick around
My name
for.
is Amy Dallin. I am a content creator here at D&D Beyond. I am joined by Sarah Jaffe.
So keep the chat going.
Hi. Latia Keys.
Hi.
These are our community managers here at D&D, and our very special guest, fresh off a glorious Acquisitions Incorporated, the Paladin with the plan. Please welcome Anna Prosser.
That was one of the best intros ever. I don't know what my plan is, but I'm glad to know that I have it.
Have you guys seen
I was gonna
the
follow that up with a
live
comment,
play
but
that
no spoilers.
Perkins
Does the
did
plan
with
need to be
Anna
a different plan
and
that's
some
similar
others
to the other
in
plan,
Ravenloft?
but not quite?
That one
Who knows?
was really good.
Your guess is better than mine,
good.
honestly.
Oh no, can't do this part. I
We've
might be
just
with you
seen
there,
an
Solo.
amazing presentation.
Might
The
be bailing
wonderful
out here in a
UI
second.
Angelina Darling took us through some very cool, exciting D&D things. Y'all know the songs always get my heart,
know if
but
they're
we
gonna
also
actually
had some
create anything
incredible
new
announcements, some very chilling ones. A certain Vecna bringing some terror. We're going to talk about all our favorite things that we saw. We're going to ask y'all some of your favorite things, and we have a few extremely special guests joining us. If you saw, say, the end of that video or the beginning, you're going to be very excited to stay tuned today as our guests come
nice. They
in.
might have Perkins. They might
But
have.
first, there was too much good stuff
Crawford.
to fit in one D&D
Simple
Direct.
Angel says,
So we
"Love
have a
Chris, he's an
couple of
awesome
extra
guy." Yeah,
announcements
I
that we
played a
want to make.
game with
And first
Chris
up,
Perkins
Sarah,
one time.
is anything
They were
exciting
at
this
Gen
weekend
Con.
happening? If
So I
I
played
want
with
to,
Rewind.
let's
Oh,
say,
yeah,
get all
for
my
sure.
friends in at
I mean, this is
something of a
D&D
Disney.
Beyond, so it's owned by
Oh, I don't know. Not
I played a
anything
game with Chris
huge.
Perkins
Just,
one time
like
at
a
a
sale
convention.
over
Wow,
on
pretty cool.
D&D Beyond.
We grabbed
Starting
that
this
and
weekend,
shared
you
that
can
one.
find all kinds of deals on D&D Beyond. If you look at our beautiful, beautiful asset, you can get up to 40% off
And,
on D&D books and digital dice.
He
So
was a
definitely go
player,
ahead over to
not
D&D
DM.
Beyond and check that
And he
out
had
and
some
see all
pre-generated
of the
characters.
delicious deals
And
that you
he
can get.
had a pre-generated
But not only,
throughout. No,
Amy, I don't
no
know if you knew
else.
this. Are
People
we
were
having a
showing
sale over on D&D
And he
Beyond?
played that
We are
elf
having a
ghost
sale
movie.
over on
It was
Steam
great the way
where
he
you
played
can
it.
go and get deals
And
on a bunch
yeah,
of
a lot of fun
classic
playing
D&D
D&D.
games, a bunch of
Great fun
newer
to have him
D&D
DM.
games. Just get that amazing D&D
I haven't watched the
nostalgia in your
Acquisition
life
game
from
over at
all of
PAX.
those
Is that
classic
on YouTube now?
RPGs.
And that is going on right now. So the celebration is in full swing. And look out, there might be a few extra surprises coming with more details there. Meanwhile, Latia,
Yeah.
do we have some other good stuff folks could maybe grab?
Maybe. I don't know. Somebody said something about some sort of movie that was
Thank you. I'll
happening
turn it down a
over
little
the
bit.
last little while. I don't know. We've got, if you have seen the D&D movie, oh my God, look at it!
It's loud time for the D&D movie.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. How's that sound, Greg?
A little.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Better. Thank you.
So just a little good stuff then.
I mean, the video said it much better than I ever could. You already know that the NPC stat blocks for the heroes of D&D Honor Among Thieves are available, but you also have the opportunity to claim some dice representative of everybody's favorite chunky boy.
Oh, wow.
The Thember
Just
Show
got text my
dice
brother.
set
He's in
is
Vegas now,
available
too.
and coming
I'll be them for lunch or dinner.
you may have the opportunity to claim some other fun little things that might be featured in the movie, but just keep an eye out for that.
So grab the stat blocks now, grab that Thember Show,
Nice.
and whatever else might be coming our way this weekend
Been
when the
playing
movie
hooky
hits.
Friday and playing
and
D&D
that's
during day. Then
all we've
going to
got
watch
coming
this
to
terrible
D&D
movie.
Beyond.
Actually, a
We
good
are
movie,
very
Greg.
excited about this opportunity
I saw
to
it.
make everyone we know play Dungeons and Dragons. I can say that.
Wanda
that
Witcher getting
that's just
Marvel.
my personal
Yeah,
mission.
you're right. It's not
and it's going to be
a gritty
easier than
sense
before
of a
because
movie. It's
we
not
have some
Shadow Dark the
brand
movie.
new ways of
One
helping folks
D&D,
get
one
on
D&D
board
the
coming.
movie.
Rolling out this week on D&D
But it was
Beyond, and I
fun.
can
And
show
I
a
think Chris
sneak
Pine did a
peek
great
at
job.
what launched just this morning, I think. Anyone in the coming weeks who goes to playdnd.com will be able to look at the pre-made campaigns that you can claim for
interesting.
our 3 of our adventures, which are free for users on D&D Beyond: Lost Mine of Fendelver, Frozen Sick from Explorer's Guide to Wildmount for my critters, and Prisoner 13, of course, a free claim taking place at Revel's End from the recently released Keys from the Golden Vault. So when you are claiming these, there's another thing that we have long hoped to be able to bring at D&D Beyond that I'm very excited about. What if I need to make a character? Can I just make
Finally,
a
they have some
ready to
pre-made characters.
play? These are
Oh,
brand
nice.
new. You can
This
use
chat
them on
lived
the
for a long
app. You
time.
can use them on the site, and we have some built in, including the Lost Mine pre-gens. If you want to make it very,
Do they
very
have them at all
easy
different
to
levels?
hop in, grab one of these with your account, Sorry, I'm very excited about this. We've been looking forward to this for a long, long time, and it is here. Please let us know what you think and what you'd like to see for the future. There's even more coming our way, but I have overused my own time on this. So stay tuned. Watch playdnd.com. Catch us on future streams, and we will be deep diving these again. So y'all, we got to talk direct. A lot of exciting things happened, and from the documentary hints to the cute monsters. Was there anything that really stood out to you, Sarah?
I mean, what didn't stand out to me, first of all, but the two things I think I was most excited about was, of course, as a monstrous modder of the game, the Minecraft DLC. That was so cool. I'm so excited to go on a huge D&D adventure, see all those classic monsters. But also as a Magic the Gathering fan, that secret lair drop is so exciting to me. To be able to see all of those new cards and the way that all of those characters get to be in your Magic the Gathering deck as D&D heroes. I loved it.
The cards look so
Thanks, Solo.
cool. Anna, anything that jumped out at you for direct?
You can see my first Shadow Dark
There were so
adventure out there
many.
now.
I will briefly pick three.
Just go to D20play YouTube channel.
The D&D
You'll see
movie,
that.
I've had the pleasure
And, I'll
of
put the second one up
seeing
probably
it, and
near the end of
it was
Saturday.
just a delight. Like, it is
It'll
so
be the
clear
first
that
part of
so
it. I don't
much
think we'll
love for
finish the whole
D&D was
adventure, sorry.
present in making that movie. The paladin representation, just so good. So anything that has to do with talking about the movie, I'm
See you,
stoked to
Greg.
do. The
See you,
Displacer Beast
Solo.
figure, I'm not a huge figure collector, but that one, I was instantly like, okay, Hasbro Pulse, okay, yes, how do I
Oh, I'm buffering.
get
There
that?
it goes.
So amazing. I love that the Displacer Beast is getting some love. That's my favorite monster. And then I think overall, obviously, this is probably the case for a lot of us D&D players. The D&D multiverse discussion was thrilling. I have so many questions, and I am looking forward to hearing so many answers.
What's the balance of hope and fear, you think, based on like all those announcements were terrifying?
You know, isn't that why we love D&D? The hope and the fear become so intermingled that you don't really know which is which anymore.
Fair. Very fair. It's like an intimidation check, but in a good way, you know?
Yeah. You know, the excitement, anxiety, all of it in one.
Latia, did you have a fave from Direct?
1 second, I'm finishing ordering my secret lair cards.
Yeah.
I know, I was trying not to look like I'm ordering things at the same time as being on the show.
Yeah.
No,
D&D Direct's so cool.
I think I speak for all of the owlbear lovers out there in the world by saying that if I do not get a large baby owlbear to sit back here on my shelf, I may just collapse.
That's fair.
I think you're allowed.
Thanks. Yeah, no, the we've
What were
already
you saying,
taken a
Ron?
minute, but
Cut
the
out.
baby, it's just so, and it's made of foam, so it's got some like squish to it.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That makes it even better.
There was I'm agreeing with chat, who just strongly also need owlbears in our lives, as you can see. I think for me, a fave moment might have to be one, and I'm curious, chat, I have to look back through and see how many people might have caught it, but there was a really lovely piece of that multiverse segment when they showed the preview image for Planescape. That might have looked a little bit familiar to folks, because we can now confirm, looking around, no one can stop me, that is in fact Tony DiTerlizzi, legendary artist from Planescape, co-creator of Spiderware Chronicles, is responsible for that incredibly gorgeous piece of art, which will be coming to us with Planescape when it gets here. And I just thought that was cool as heck. Look at it.
Oh, look at that picture.
Oh my
pretty.
gosh.
That's
That
great.
was an involuntary intake of breath.
Now, we have just a minute here before our very exciting next section might begin. So I would love to hear from Twitch chat, if you would. Did y'all have a favorite segment? Please shout it out. And Latia and Sarah, if you see a fave, what have we got on the docket?
I got my eyes on. I mean, a lot of people loving the art, which how can you not? It's so beautiful. Joe's documentary.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be fantastic.
A lot of love for the VTT. It does look so good.
yeah.
It looks really good.
And
Yeah.
that game looked really fun. Like, not that I wouldn't play D&D with that group in any time, in any place. But come on, it looked fun as heck.
Yeah.
It really did. And I truly love the, one of my favorite parts of D&D has always been like going into sites where you can create your own minis and trying to like customize my character as much as possible. So being able to bring those not just to a physical space, but to a digital space is very, very exciting.
Also, a lot of love for Joe Cat's music video, which was, it was so good.
I also see some people just screaming, Minecraft!
Yeah.
And that's fair.
You get me.
And the trailer's so cute. Like, okay. We might or might not have a little more to say about that later on in the show. Heavy hinting.
Our first-time chatter, Jay Traum, says that it's always great to hear Chris and Jeremy talk about and how they're excited for playing.
I'm looking for those two. That's why I'm sticking around and see if Chris and Jeremy join.
On that note, we are throwing a party for this, so we are gathering some of our favorite folks. Thank you so much, Anna, for dropping in. But we thought, why not add a few more people whose voices we might want to hear during today's broadcast and celebration of D&D Direct. So if you would, please give a warm welcome to game design architect Christopher Perkins and graphic designer for the D&D Tabletop RPG studio, Tristan Falcone. Welcome, y'all!
Hello! I got my monster face on. I'm gonna take it off now.
Away from the chat for a second.
Wait, isn't that your monster face?
Oh, yeah, this is even scarier. Oh my gosh. I am beaming in from the Dragon's Nest meeting room at Wizards of the Coast.
We are so glad you could get here from Direct, where we just saw you. We don't know how you moved. It's gorgeous.
Pretty baby.
This room comes equipped with a D&D mug, which contains not one, but 2 pairs of scissors.
Whoa!
You might need to cut something with both hands.
And a tape dispenser. Oh my gosh.
This is
And
what
of
we
course,
asked Chris here for.
No meeting room is complete without a dice bag.
Just like an adventure game. What can I make out of 2 pairs of scissors, 1 dice bag, and a mural of a dragon?
And I've got a collection of the weakest cards in Magic, the blank cards.
They'd be the strongest.
So you can pick up your own Magic cards if you're bored.
Excellent.
We do important work.
So, briefly for folks, Tristan, this is our first time having you on the channel, I believe. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Obviously, very excited to be here and talk about everything that just happened.
Tristan, I never get to see you anymore.
Hi, Chris.
Chris, of course, has been here before, but thank you. It has been a little while since we were able to bring you to folks. How are you doing today?
Always happy to talk about Dungeons and Dragons and baby owlbears and displacer beasts. I ordered mine, but there's a 50% chance I might not get it. Get it?
Why?
Get it.
Oh my gosh, you got me. I was like, what's wrong with the shipping?
Yeah,
Why
my
didn't you
community
get it?
manager brain was like, I must problem solve immediately.
It is too early for
Like,
these
are you
jokes.
moving? Is it?
I'm back. Sorry about that.
So
thank you so
Sorry,
much
miss.
for a wonderful post show. Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
We do
Good
have to
night.
leave from the shame.
We have some fantastic pieces to talk about, but we also have a few questions that we need to put to y'all because you were very mysterious, Chris, inside D&D Direct.
Okay.
So Anna, would you start us off?
Yes, there were so many Easter eggs, clues, things that people are scribbling down immediately to try to like connect the dots with. Can you tell us, if not, exactly what they mean, where people might want to pay special attention to those?
Or tell us
those
everything.
motifs?
That's fine
yeah,
too.
yeah. Actually, please tell us absolutely everything you know. All
The
spoiler
elder
secret
brain
stuff.
says, I
Yes.
can't tell you everything.
Oh man.
Tell us what you can.
Well, the elder brain says, I can tell you that it's, first of all, we're having so much fun thinking about the multiverse and the corners of the multiverse we've already visited and the corners of the multiverse we have yet to visit and the corners of the multiverse we're going to visit again. And that lets us bring back some classic villains and super excited to let people know that our Vecna adventure is going really, really well. And you'll get to visit a number of cool places and worlds in the course of this adventure. That's super exciting. But Vecna is a god of secrets. So yeah, it's all a big mystery.
We tried, chat. We tried.
Yeah.
We got something.
We also have some things before that adventure comes our way. We have some fantastic books coming our way this year. As mentioned, we had Keys from the Golden Vault already come out, but we have a few more pieces that I believe we get to share. Could we take a look at some Bigby?
Oh, here we go.
While we get those assets prepared, Latia, we were hoping, did you have, I think you had something you wanted to go with next.
Did I? I do. I have a question for Tristan. For this year's books, we have, as we're getting the art previews up, but is there anything that you can tell us about the pieces that we're going to,
Oh, let's see. I think, well, maybe the pieces are ready. Let's see. Who we want to talk about first? We want to talk about Bigby.
I think we should start big. Yeah.
Start big.
Start big.
And then
Bigby.
I got that one. See?
Oh my gosh. Look at this. Okay.
So this is coming to us from Brian Valeza, and in some fashion associated with Bigby, but we got only a fragmented look at it, and it is gorgeous. Wow.
If this is indicative of the whole piece, I can't say too much. I've seen it. I know Chris has seen it. It's just
those cloud
a
giant
deep
cards
dive
are cool.
into just getting to any of the books that really take us like deep into the lore, and, like really exploring. One topic getting into the nitty gritty is always
Cloud or Storm.
Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, and
Are these Cloud or
I can't wait for y'all to see this. Chris, do you have a tasty nugget from this that you can share? I don't.
Well, one of the great things about giants, of course, is that they come in all sorts of varieties, and they've got their own environments to explore. And so we get the full range here, from icy, desolate places to fiery, tumultuous places, to the sky, to the sea. But we'll be really kind of digging deep, not only into the lore of dragons, but also into the sort of the dynastic origins of these titanic beings, and really getting a sense for what makes them tick.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love getting to see all of the ways that the different types have different little cultures and different ways that they kind of move in the realms and the worlds. I just this is my favorite stuff to nerd out about. I think the team is.
Bigby is a great chaperone for this journey, because not only does this famous wizard have a history with dragons, but also he's got the big giant hand, the Bigby's hand spell. And why is the hand so big? Because, it's for
high-fiving giants.
High-fiving giants.
We should have called it so long ago. Folks will know we will get to share a lot more about all of these in future opportunities. I believe we also have a little graphic with some a look at the year ahead, a roadmap graphic that we might be able to share. Because of course, first up is Bigby coming our way, but we also have some spookiness
Vandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk.
Vandelver a little later on. And of course, we have the brilliant, can I bring it up one more time? That Planescape piece.
That Planescape
piece is really good.
I'm super excited for Vandelver. I feel like one of my favorite conversation pieces for other DMs is, what does your goblin voice sound like? Because I feel like that was the origin for me, was Vandelver. I think it's the origin for a lot of people. So I'm always stoked when I see that come back up. I'm curious what else we're going to see
more
there.
goblins stirring up mischief in this adventure.
We love a goblin.
When you get past the goblins, you're going to see even more goblins behind them, and then something evil and mysterious.
I like that there's a middle layer of extra goblins, though.
That's right.
Double stuffed goblins.
Yeah. I always say that I can get the measure of a person who's played Vandelver by asking them what they did with Droop. Because everybody that I know, myself included, made Droop a member of the party. And Droop is one of my favorite characters ever, because he's just a little guy who just wants to live. And I can relate to that personally.
Well, one important thing about Phandelver is that if you've played through the starter set, you don't have to play through the early Phandelver material again. You can jump right to the new parts. Or if you've got new players, you can run them through the whole thing, because this adventure bakes in the
that's cool
starter set content and then just blows it out with a bunch of new
Perfect. That's what I
dungeons
was hoping the
to
adventure would be.
explore and
Is,
new other places.
after the starter set, seems like it's repeating the starter set, but still.
Incredible. So while we're taking a moment to appreciate this piece, who saw this first? Probably you, Chris?
No, not at all. I think this would have come through the art team first, because they were conspiring with Tony to do not just this beautiful piece, but also to just help us kind of reimagine Planescape for today's audience, And
It's
so
true,
those
but-
conversations were happening in secret while we were off writing words.
Tell us about the secret conversations, Tristan.
Okay, thank you. I'm like, let me jump in because I really want to talk about this. So, big Planescape fan. Here we go. So, obviously, Tony's work iconic to our original adventures in Planescape. And here he is again, bringing back that this sigil. Who knows how you want to say it? Just that atmospheric. Look into it. It's like visual maximalism. We're looking, and there's so many little things to see. There's so many little pieces. Lady of Pain, bam, right up front. And I think obviously can't give away too much, but our trip into Planescape now is, as Chris says, it's certainly honoring the roots and then just blowing it apart, expanding, looking in every door we can to just kind of see everything that Planescape has to offer. I'm so excited for folks to get in there. I can't wait.
Yes.
Can I
Do you like
ask-
donuts?
Yes.
Yes,
I do. Yes.
Sigil is a big donut.
Yeah.
What's
Donuts
not to
and
like
coffee.
about that?
I have a question. Looking at this piece of art, I know there's lots of things you can't tell us, but could you just tell us where should I point my eyes? Where should I give my a second thought to this picture, Tristan?
Shrug. Interesting. I don't know. Really, there's a lot to take in.
I'm looking at it. You can just tell me which side to look at. Come on.
Where should we let our eyes drift?
Yeah, there you go. What if my gaze drifted to the left or right?
Yeah, if you look in the bottom left corner and then just really slowly head towards the top right corner, you will probably get a good idea.
Spoken as a true artist.
But he did such a good job of just I can't stop staring at the Lady of Pain in the middle. It's just so central, and she's so alluring
and terrifying.
The way most good things should be.
I will relieve us because we are all enthralled from the grasp of Lady of Pain, because I believe we have one more that we can share a better look at for this year's books. Because I'm personally just very excited to see what this is and how it works. But a famous piece of D&D that will get explored a little bit more in depth, the Deck of Many Things, is coming our way.
Explored more in deck. I love
the chaos that has been wrought by
Yes.
this deck.
Woo.
We're looking.
This is so exciting.
Kristen, would you like to talk about the deck itself? And
Oh,
you've seen the new art.
I've seen so much. In fact, if you look at this piece, you will see, using the actual deck itself, a thing that players may be able to get their hands on soon. This is something that everyone working on this is such a big fan of this, of the process of cards in general, of the Deck of Many Things. It's something that been spending a lot of time looking at myself, and
Many things be available.
I just love that we are actually you know what? There are many things. Let us tell you what they are. Let's dig in there. I truly can't say anything because I don't want to give any information.
Fair.
And there are
Can't say
many,
this gorgeous
there are many
piece is
more
by-
things than you might think in this product, because we've never done a product like this before. It is a deck of cards and an accompanying book, and together they comprise this product. The book digs into the history of the deck and its sort of cosmic place as a force of chaos. And the book is full of player and DM content inspired by the deck. And for those who are really nerdy and know that the deck contains 22 cards, have I got a surprise for you? Because actually, we have expanded the deck to include all new cards.
Oh no.
That you've
All
never
new
seen before.
cards?
More chaos. More
no.
cosmic.
See, but I always draw the worst cards. I have drawn the void before. You can't do this to me.
So as a DM, you now have a greater selection of cards to choose from to customize your deck, and you can surprise and delight players by throwing in cards they've never seen before and they don't know the effects of.
So it's like you can have like your own version of both the 13 and the 22. Oh my goodness.
Yes, there are many, many, many new cards to play with.
Deck of even more things.
Yes.
Truly,
Many more things.
This gorgeous piece is by Craig Spearing, by the way, and we are so excited that we get to share a better look at that. Sarah, I think we had one more thing we wanted to check on.
Well, you know, I gotta know about, we saw in that amazing video at the end that we saw a lot of returns of those classic villains that we have from D&D. And I was wondering if y'all could tell us a little bit about how the Red Wizards, how Vecna and the League of Malevolence are really gonna be featuring in this upcoming year.
Yeah, Chris, tell us.
Yes,
Tell us everything.
Yeah, so as we creep ever closer to the big 50th anniversary, and hot on the heels of the D&D movie, which is a bona fide hit, the Red Wizards are going to be in the public consciousness. And we haven't, on the studio side, really gone back and explored them in a long, long time. And so our team is really excited to pick up that ball and have some fun with these classic bad guys. And also build an experience that will help introduce depths to the Red Wizards that people have never seen before. So that's super exciting. And it was actually a bit of a joke. We were talking about Red Wizards one day, and we were looking at this Venger figure. And it's like, oh my God, he's a Red Wizard too. And then it's like, you know, the cartoon has millions of fans. People are always asking us, are we ever going to do anything with the show? It was at that moment when we just sort of all looked at each other and went, oh my God, Venger. We've brought Tiamat back a couple times now. Who hates Tiamat more than Venger? Who's a redder Red Wizard than Venger? You know, all the stars were aligning in that moment. We're just like, we got to do something with this guy. And if we do something with this guy, maybe there are some other things from the D&D cartoon we can plunder and bring forward. And so things got out of control really fast, and now here we are.
Hold on, I'm grabbing my copy of The Wild Beyond the Witchlight because I just need to recheck some League of Malevolence. I was going to say goodness, but that's not the word, is it?
No,
not really.
Good
The
badness?
Malevolence is all badness all the time, but they're so colorful, and there are so many bad guys who make up this organization, and it's sort of an ever-growing organization. But many of those bad guys, you may not know this, also appeared in the D&D cartoon series of old. Kellic, first, the wizard or the sorcerer, appeared there. Warduke appeared there. And so even though we introduced them in Wild Beyond the Witchlight, they're kind of secondary characters in that adventure. That's because we have big plans for them coming forward.
Love that.
It really does all fit together. How do you do it?
Magic.
Yeah, magic and a few lucky dice rolls.
Well, we unfortunately have to let y'all get back to making the Dungeons and Dragons that we love so much. Are there any last things that you would want people to know and where they could maybe follow you for more information? Tristan?
Follow me for more information.
If they want.
I mean, you know, at night when you look up at the stars, you know that I'm there working on the things that you love.
Perfect. That's the best answer to that question I've ever heard. We are all looking at the same stars.
No, truly. I'm heads down working on all this stuff. This is so exciting. This is my dream job. So
And if you're ever, standing next to a well and looking down the well into the darkness, know that I am down there, deep in the Underdark, with my illithid brethren, plotting the overthrow of the cosmos.
Probably not looking at the same stars. No, yeah, that's
No.
The same abyss in that case.
They're reflected in the well. Whoa.
Whoa.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Tristan. It has been such a treat to have you with us to celebrate D&D Direct.
Thanks. I'm gonna go imagine Minecraft gelatinous cubes now.
I mean, they technically exist.
Oh, bye.
And we do have a lot more good stuff to come. I really wanted to know what was on that other wall, so I was kind of hoping we could just get around the corner.
Oh, there's like top secret stuff on a whiteboard. I can't show you that wall. Sorry. At least I think it's top secret. I don't know.
We are very excited for more things to come, and thank you so much to our wonderful guests for joining us.
Unfortunately, Chris appears to have taken Sarah with them.
We're just trading people. Thank you so much. Sarah will be back shortly. Thank you for your patience. Look, I threw a lot of ideas at the internet today, and the internet wanted to fight me about them. Not the people of it, the actual technology. But we have much more good stuff coming your way, including that which Chris just alluded to. We might have some more Minecraft goodness coming.
Yes.
We do, though. There were even more faves from Direct than we could fit into our earlier sequence. So I did want to come back and just spotlight one or two more things. For folks who were excited by that section looking at the virtual tabletop, make sure you catch the deep dive article that is up on D&D Beyond with a lot more information to go with that. That link is going to be running through the chat. And as you saw in the presentation, make sure that you're staying tuned to D&D Beyond for where to find out how to participate. You'll be able to find that out through staying tuned to our updates over at D&D Beyond towards the end of this year. Latia, I think you had another thing you wanted to call out.
I want to call out that Sarah is back, and there was much rejoicing. But I do also want to remind everybody that next weekend, not this coming weekend, but next weekend, it's Learn to Play time, everybody. If you, if you have.
I gotta look at this one first. I'll be reading this article for sure. And Minecraft mobs. Let's just claim this right now. View it and share. Ender Dragon. Enter Ender Dragon. Challenge rating 19. Share this instead.
Anna, you had another thing to shout out?
I mean, I love a documentary. I think that it's really important to mention that the documentary that Joe Manganiello is making is coming out. I am a huge, I want to know where things started, where things came from. I don't know much about what's going to be in the documentary, but it has my attention for sure.
And we saw some very exciting guests that might be showing up in that. I guess not. It's funny that like this far into getting to celebrate D&D on a larger scale, it's sort of like, yes, I'm aware that Stephen Colbert loves Of the Dungeons and Dragons, but it's still again a thrill every time I'm like, and we will get to hear from him in the documentary. What?
It's like I know that they're gonna nerd out about D&D, and I just want to nerd out with them, and that seems pleasing.
Yeah.
I also loved the segment in Direct where we got to hear from R.A. Salvatore, and that he worked directly with the team on the new Menzo Berenzon, there we go,
The Neverwinter Night
addition
players?
to Neverwinter. That is extremely cool. And I believe they have some swag, by the way, if folks are going to check that out in the next week or so as a celebration of this new drop in D&D Direct, which I thought was very cool. But that is not all of the stuff that you can grab for today. We have another treat to share with you all about some more of those Minecraft monsters that are coming to D&D Beyond. And
I am so excited for these.
Our special guest will be joining us in just a moment to talk through some of the DLC things, but we have a video about designing those Minecraft stat blocks that you can claim right now on dndbeyond.com or via Minecraft.
Hello everyone, today we are talking about Minecraft. There is some very exciting stuff happening with Minecraft and D&D, and we now have some Minecraft monsters that have been given the D&D treatment.
Does
from Chris
anyone
Perkins.
know
Tell me about
when
that
Minecraft
experience.
monsters first appeared in D&D?
So these Minecraft
There was an
mobs,
old
as we
tournament
like to call
adventure.
them, are a small collection of Minecraft monsters. We've got 5 of them.
Maybe
in the
5 years
bestiary
ago?
that we're going to release.
That was the
And
name
it's
of
just
that
a kind of like a taste, a little crossover, some, shall we say, unconventional D&D threats that you can introduce into your ongoing game or just use to spice things up and surprise and delight your players. The 5 monsters that we did were the Blaze, which is an elemental, the Creeper, which is this bizarre, armless, exploding monster.
Yes.
Which I love. And then we had the Endermen, which are these bizarre beings that inhabit this kind of special plane or demi-plane called the End, and which is also overseen and watched over by a powerful creature called an Ender Dragon, and that's a CR19 threat in this little bestiary of monsters that we've compiled. And then finally, we have Wolves of the Overworld, essentially Minecraft's version of the stock wolf. It really ran the gamut from kind of like the simple. The wolf was pretty easy to design because we already have a D&D wolf that we could basically riff off of, all the way up to the, shall we say, bizarre, with things like the Ender Dragon, the Enderman, and the Creeper. The Creeper in particular was a fun, strange creature to bring into the D&D fold because it doesn't really attack in the conventional sense, like a D&D monster. It doesn't have weapons. It doesn't even have arms to hit you with. It just sort of waltzes up to you and blows up, doing damage to structures around it as well. So it's not just you that's suffering the damage. It's like the buildings around you that are being torn asunder by this exploding thing. And then the other cool thing, which I loved, and I didn't actually pick up on this in my original design, the editor, Adrian Ng, said, you really have to give this creature this thing. What thing? The thing that lets you wear its head on your head. That when the creeper explodes, it leaves behind its hollow head, and you can basically wear it around like a hat.
Perfect.
Or a helmet.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. And so, yes, of course that had to go in there.
I can't wait to just put them into my D&D campaign.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We started, or rather I started with a document that we received from the Minecraft folks, which said, okay, here's our thoughts on how the monster might translate over to D&D in terms of what its ability scores would be, in terms of what are its key aspects, what are the key features of the thing that we'd like to see preserved or translated or kept in the monster when it becomes a D&D monster. And then I just riffed on that, based my work on what they gave us. We had developers look at it, we had our editor make sure everything was clean, and then we sent it back to the Minecraft folks so they could give it another look. And they actually had some additional suggestions, more sort of nuanced stuff that we could do just to kind of crank the monster up a little bit more into what we see in the Minecraft game.
I find this stuff exciting, not only with like the movie coming out, because you get to take these items and make them part of D&D, and now they're a good entry point, but like with Minecraft, like this audience is being introduced to D&D and these levels and these monsters, and being able to create their monsters into the D&D world as well. It's a nice, fun way to get people excited about D&D.
Yeah, and it's like two kind of what you think of as very different flavors of fantasy.
Yeah.
But to see this thing that's just sort of kind of shows how they kind of merge in your creative consciousness. And I think DMs can just delight a lot of players by throwing one of these random monsters in. And if the players are familiar with Minecraft, I don't know what the reaction is going to be, but it's going to be kind of shock, right?
Yeah.
But I think a pleasant one.
I mean, it's fitting, like the fact that we have D&D entering into Minecraft as DLC, essentially, and then it'd be fun to have, like, I like to do a thing where I put a demi-plane inside a bag of holding. I call it Bag World. So having a Bag World that is Minecraft, like you enter into Minecraft for like a one shot, and you are
precisely. And that's I think the spirit of this endeavor is most DMs will go, well, I really can't use these cubic monsters in my ongoing game, but for a one-off or just sort of a bizarre little diversion, like we're going to go to a strange place for one session and then we're going to leave. These monsters are great because they'll catch the players by surprise. They'll be delightful, and
I think that's
some of
true.
them even leave treasure.
There's a lot of Minecraft people that play D&D now, I think.
If you want to check out that new Minecraft content, you can find that on dndbeyond.com. Thank you so much for watching.
Who's played Minecraft here?
Yes.
Yo, I'm excited. I'm frightened. They look very scary.
Yeah.
That art was gorgeous.
Monsters. They're so good. Please, if you haven't already, go take a look at the stat blocks for these Minecraft monsters.
Wait, you know what? What a good idea.
Yeah,
because
let's do
I
it.
might have claimed it during the show. I just, I couldn't wait. These are claimable for everyone on D&D.
The Creeper.
We gotta go. I mean, okay, Creeper or Ender Dragon?
Creeper.
Creeper.
Look at it. Look at its cuteness and the fear.
I don't know. Like they were talking about how using it in a game might be difficult. I think it just makes it way more frightening. The fact that
I'm
it
gonna
is
put
just
like 10 of these in a cave.
Yeah. Can you imagine just seeing that coming toward you?
You don't know what it is. It's like nothing you've ever seen before.
Ugh, so scary.
Dropping that sound on someone who doesn't know it's coming. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh.
In celebration of the wonderful Minecraft stat blocks coming, we also, by the way, have another treat on D&D Beyond today, which is that if you haven't checked them out, you might want to take a look at the new Gemstone dice pack. Gems feel very on theme. So
I
thought
feel
that
like
would
we're
make a
running
nice,
out of
little
content
segue
here
to
pretty
these
soon.
beauties. We
Yeah.
will show these off in action at a future time, but I could not resist. I had to poke them in there. But we have even more to share for the world of Minecraft, one of the most wonderful and loved games in the world, now combining with Dungeons and Dragons for the first time. Please welcome a very special guest, senior producer from Mojang Studios, Ricardo Lenzi.
Yay!
Cool.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks to you.
We are all delighted by this announcement, and we're so glad that you could join us to tell us a little bit more about what's coming with Minecraft meets Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, can you tell us how this collaboration came about? How did Minecraft and D&D become linked?
Well, we wanted to do this for a long, long time because there are a lot of Dungeons and Dragons fans in the studios. Say, let's make one pack, let's make one pack. And eventually we do kind of mini surveys with some of our creator partners who create content for Marketplace and say, which is there an AP you would be particularly keen to work on? And we got Everbloom Games coming back with Dungeons and Dragons as top of the list, number one. Please give us Dungeons and Dragons. So you know what? We may actually make it happen, and they're great at storytelling and they're great at Minecraft tech. So it seemed like a perfect fit, and it did happen.
That's absolutely amazing. And could you tell us a little bit about how this game starts? Where do we first find ourselves? Where do we go?
You start, as in it is the case for most Dungeons and Dragons games, in the basement of a dungeon master, who will introduce you to the game and explain things.
I thought you
And
were going to say
there are
tavern, but
handbooks around and character sheets
basically
and
the DM's also broken.
dice, a lot of dice and snacks, of course. And they will tell you what the game is about, and you can choose a class. Shall we create your character together and get you through class creation, character creation, and then off you go into the Forgotten Realms. And there you start playing as your character you just made.
That's amazing. So you mentioned the classes. So which D&D classes are we able to play as in this DLC?
Right. These they had to make some hard choices because there are 12 core classes. It's just too much to handle for a Minecraft DLC. So they went with 4 with Paladin, Barbarian, Wizard, and Rogue. But they are very distinct and they play very differently. They try to give the feeling of the Dungeons and Dragons classes. They play, is an action game, so it's not turn-based. You go in and you just everything is real time. But you will get your fireball if you're a wizard. You get your backstab if you're a rogue. So you get the feeling.
It is so rare that if you pick just 4 classes, that Paladin gets to be one of them, and I am stoked about this.
It has to.
And I believe if you love one of the other classes, there might be something else coming your way.
Well, if you love those classes, there are skins in the pack. So the skins are great because they can be used anywhere in the pack or outside of the pack. Yes, they're free for all. So they don't have game mechanics. They're just cool. They look cool.
That's so neat. So we hear
all
this
I
is
need.
a pretty big DLC experience, even for Minecraft. How big are we talking? What makes this different from a regular DLC or the vanilla Minecraft experience?
Many ways. The first thing is big, is probably it's hard to tell, but first playthrough because it's not exactly super linear, but we guess 10 plus hours for the first playthrough with one class. So yeah, it's a lot to go through.
Over 10 hours. Has there ever been like a bigger one than that?
I wouldn't know because there are so many packs in Minecraft that
There's a beautiful wealth of things to discover. True.
But there is a lot.
It looks like we have some dice rolling as well.
We do because I said there's all real time and action and all that. But however, you get into dialogues or maybe some interaction with the world, and then you will have skills and you say, oh, how about rolling a dice and see what happens? And you roll and you can roll good or not good. You can create, and it will be a D20 animation, and something changes in the story.
And tell me what we're looking at now. This is a beautiful menu full of fireball.
Yes.
Well, let me see. Oh yeah, that's our in-game menu, which actually doesn't exist in Minecraft. Minecraft is its own in-game menu, so this you will access it from the your hotbar. You go there and it brings up this menu, which is a multi-tab menu, which is completely unique and bespoke to this content. And it has a quest log, and it has skills and gear and stats and glossary, and it's full of cool
so
stuff.
Cool.
Oh my God, that is so fantastic. I love all of the new features that we are going to get to play with me as I love Minecraft so much, and getting to like add on and have those new exciting parts of it is so cool. You mentioned that this game is hard to tell how many hours you'll be spending because it's not super linear. Is this an open world experience, or is it a different type of approach where you go through the adventure? What kind of gameplay are we looking at here?
We think about it as a semi-open world kind of experience. So it is divided in chapters because there is a story and you want to go through the stories in a way that it makes sense. But the chapters are connected and there are very big areas to explore in each chapter. And you can go back. So it's not one way only. You can go back and say, oh, I want to explore a little bit more of that area. You can do that, and there may be some nice surprise to find out.
I know there's also some really exciting familiar D&D elements. So I want to ask about, what special locations or monsters are we going to see from D&D? And I specifically want to start because I believe there is a displacer beast that we get to take a look at. Look at the murder kitty.
Yeah. So the displacer beast for sure, they're lovely, and they have all the animation on the tentacles, and they have a blur effects in game, which is kind of scary. And then there are there's the mimic, there is the gelatinous cube, there is a beholder. I can tell it because it's on the cover art, so I'm not spoiling anything here.
Not a spoiler. Right? Look at the cubic eyes. It's so good.
I know.
Yeah, and they attack you, all of them.
Really?
They do.
Terrifying.
Perfect. And we'll see some places we might have seen before. I think, you know what? I meant to check this before stream, y'all. How do I say Caerdinival?
Just like that.
Just like that.
Nailed it.
Nice.
Should have just committed.
That's what I would do.
It looks so beautiful.
You get to go to Candlekeep, you get to go to Icewind Dale and other places. So yeah.
Wow.
A lot to find out.
I believe I also heard a hint that this adventure might have something you don't usually get from Minecraft that we will hear.
You mean the music and the audio?
The music and voices?
So yes. So here there is a lot going on with the audio. There is voiceover everywhere. So there is an awful lot of voiceover, which is for the narrative, which is for dialogues, and is voice acting as well. So every character has a personality, has a quirk, and it's very, very interesting, which is kind of new for license pack. It's been done in other packs, but not in license one. So that's a great achievement. And then there is the music. The music has been created for this content, so it's bespoke to it, and it's dynamic, so which is something that Minecraft doesn't normally do because it doesn't need to. But in this case, like, okay, you have a battle music which engages when you go into a fight, and then you move away and it goes back to your ambient music or whatever is fitting to the location you are in.
Cool.
Fantastic.
God, this is, I want it in my little hands right now. I know you mentioned the skins previously. There are 4 classes, but you get skins for every other class to kind of take with you outside of the DLC. But is there anything else that people can take out of this gameplay experience?
I think you can do a search for Minds Madness.
Outside of
I think you'll
these,
find it for free. And there's an area where you can find like pigmen.
So in some
and
Minecraft
maybe
packs,
zombies, I think.
You have a resource pack which is portable. You can apply to your own worlds, and that's great. However, if you do that, you need to make those applicable to Minecraft so they become more generic. With this, the idea was to make something bespoke, something specific, something narrative driven, so it needs to work and live inside this pack. So this is a bespoke experience powered by Minecraft, as opposed to be Minecraft vanilla game.
Got it. And chat is going absolutely bonkers with the need to play this. So once it is available, where can people play this? Obviously in Minecraft, but how will people be able to access this?
So people will find it in the Minecraft Marketplace, which is easily accessible from the game. There's a big button in the main menu called Marketplace. It's gonna be there. We are gonna promote it, so you're gonna see it. So that's an easy way. The other easy way is going on the web store, web marketplace, and you get it from there. And you buy it with Minecoins. It downloads, and then you launch it as a new word template, and you go in and play. The interesting thing is that once you buy it with your Microsoft account, which is the one that you normally log into Minecraft, or you link to another account on other platforms, then it's your forever on all Minecraft platform where you have Minecraft. So if you have it on your mobile phone or your PC, you don't have to buy it again. You already have it. Just download it again.
Ricardo, thank you so much. This has been such a treat. We are so excited to get to share a few more glimpses after that enchanting trailer of what's coming our way with Minecraft and Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you.
We have just a few more minutes in our show to celebrate the great stuff we saw at D&D Direct. Thank you all for spending this time with us. We couldn't fit it all in one fantastic Direct presentation. So thank you so much to all of our guests. Thank you to our extremely special guest co-host, Anna Prosser.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun. I mean, just getting to hang out with you all and chat about these things is such a pleasure. So thank you.
More talking Dungeons and Dragons. Our standard stream reminders, of course, make sure you're checking out the community updates. This is relatively new. We have them on D&D Beyond. There's now a link to the changelog where you can see what's already come out for the site, and community updates where you can get a taste of what's happening and what's coming in the future for all the stuff that you care about for Dungeons and Dragons. Make sure you're checking that out. Of course, take the survey for one D&D playtest. Please help us build an even cooler future for Dungeons and Dragons by participating in those playtests. You can grab Keys from the Golden Vault, our newest release, which is fantastic and has the claimable Prisoner 13 adventure, which ties to, a certain movie, which is coming out this weekend.
What?
Is that
I'm excited to see it again. Oh
There's
my
a
God.
movie. Anna Prosser, thank you so much for joining us. Where can people find you?
You can find me at my website, annaprosser.com. If you like TTRPG, fantasy RPG, and you like repping it, you can check out our clothing brand, cantripbrand.com. And on social media, at Anna Prosser, come hang out with me. It would be my pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you so much for being here and celebrating with us. We hope to see you at many of the more things. Check out that roadmap that D&D is going to be up to this year.
Any of the more things. I love that.
Community manager Latia Jaquise, thank you.
Hey,
Where
that's
can people
me.
find you?
You can find me at my website, latiajaquise.com. You can find me wearing a lot of Cantrip brands. And then you can find me on Twitter at Latia Jaquise. It's pretty dang simple. And here, of course, every Tuesday.
Community manager Sarah Chafee.
Hello. You can also find me here pretty much every Tuesday, but beyond that, you can find me at all corners of the internet, Twitter, TikTok, etc., under Sarah is Coffee with an H. So find me there, drinking a lot of coffee. So yeah.
And I am Amy Dallin, content producer here at D&D Beyond, and Enthusiamy most places on the internet. And this has been such a treat. Thank you all so much for joining us. And we will see you next time on D&D Beyond.
All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me while we saw what they were announcing. I'm looking forward to, for sure, all the adventures that are coming. I'm not a Minecraft player, unfortunately, so I will use those monsters, though, if I get a chance. And I'll be playing some Shadow Dark this weekend. I'll be playing next week Dragonlance. Looking forward to the Phandelver campaign starting mid-year. And I will talk to all of you later.